During the Malla dynasty, a caste system was introduced into Nepal. The caste created a social standing and hierarchy within the community, but also dictated the jobs of people in each caste. Brahmins were the politicians, law enforcers, and Hindu priests. Kami were the iron workers, Damai tailors, and Badi were entertainers. The castes created prejudice, discrimination, and oppression. While the caste system was officially abolished in 1962, the system is still very much in practice. It is difficult to eradicate a system when your surname is the caste name. Unlike in the West, where one can move up and down the social ladder depending on their wealth and community social standing, it is impossible to do so in Nepal. One is born into a caste, branded with a surname of their social standard and their expected profession. The lowest group in the caste system are the Dalits, and the lowest of the Dalits are the Badi. The Badi community were the entertainers. However, entertainment progressed into forced sex and then into prostitution. Prostitution was and is considered to be unclean by the high castes, which caused them to inherit the name untouchables. Being an untouchable, they are not allowed to own land and must live on the riverbank. They are not allowed to earn a proper living, and while education is given to them for free, the Badi children face extreme discrimination and bullying from not only their classmates but their teachers. Going to school is incredibly difficult for them, and most forgo it. After hundreds of years of oppression and extreme poverty, prostitution is not only the primary source of income for most families, but also a strong mindset. Prostitution exists in villages with fathers selling their wives and daughters. There is no minimum age in the business of prostitution. Before a daughter is even born, she may be sold to a brothel and delivered upon her 10th birthday to complete the transaction. Even within the Badi community, a father will have a family business of selling his wife and daughters. In these situations, customs and traditions have been created for the daughter to participate in before she invites her first client to bed. Sometimes the girls are excited to service their first client. Due to the poverty of the Badi people, lack of basic human rights and education, they have grown accustomed to prostitution and now trafficking nationally and abroad. It is acceptable within the community to sell your children and friends. Currently, all children and women are incredibly vulnerable to being trafficked. Trafficking begins in the home, spreads into the community, over the borders, and into the surrounding nations. In the brothels in Nepal and India, the girls are forced to work day and night, servicing up to 60 customers a day. The living conditions are inhumane. An animal wouldn't be made to live like how these girls are. They are tortured, riddled with diseases, and given a debt too large to ever repay. Suicide is common, abortions are regular, and when a girl becomes too sick or too diseased, they are left on the streets to die. Therefore, in 2009, we had to respond to the cries of our nation, the screams of those who are deemed untouchable. Lighthouse Foundation was birthed and began the work it is known for today. Through preventative and rescue work, 34 girls moved into our first safe house in Kathmandu. Lighthouse Foundation has grown to oversee 680 children in 12 individual safe houses throughout Nepal. These children are given an education, a safe place to grow up, love, nutritious food, taught to dream big, and opportunities to achieve their dreams if they are willing to work hard for them. They are no longer stuck within their caste and are able to move beyond the restrictions of what their surname represents. Our mission is to improve the livelihood and well-being of all Nepali children whom are at risk of trafficking, abuse, and neglect, particularly those in the Badi community. While the girls are in the safe house, we empower them by giving them an education at Christian Community School. Christian Community School has 3 locations with 1,000 students. Over 80 staff are employed to educate, care, and train these children to give them the best chance for their future. Over the last 7 years, $5 million has been invested by our generous partners who believe in the work we do. However, there is so much more to do. 180 children that are currently in the care of Lighthouse Foundation have been prevented the life of a typical Badi person. They now have a hope and a future, and it is our goal to be able to continue to prevent the typical future for hundreds more children. However, we cannot do this alone, but together we can stop sex trafficking within the Badi community. Together we have been able to rescue girls from the hell of brothels and prostitution. Together we have been able to prevent over 700 children from a future in the sex trade. Together we have been able to educate the children and make history by sending the first Badi girl to university. Together we are changing and transforming the Badi community for the better. We have never been able to do this alone. Together we can make the change we want to see in this world. Together we can be world changers.